That's Jack.
So I'm at Phillips Park. I wasn't going to film this one because this is my first run, but I'm just following Danny down the side that has less of the jumps. There are some little ones that people have put in, but you can choose to go around them, or like that one, just squash them. So like I go around that one, another one here. But this one's just quite a fast, fun, flowy trail. It actually rained last night, but literally the first time in months. I'm usually used to riding Phillips when it's really wet, but I think it'll actually be quite nice, quite grippy. So you do that little quite fast downhill bit with the little chutes, and there's a tiny bit of pedaling, and then get back up, and there's some nice berms and it's a bit more downhill then. Got to catch up to Danny. That tree's quite low. Yeah, then you're back to more of a descent around these berms. A little drop, a little jump. There's a little table, and you can just roll over the drop, so you don't have to do those. There's some nice corners, quite fast. Always go onto this bridge. I can do a little drop, and then we're pretty much at the end now. They are just short little loops, which is good if you're learning or good for children. You can do multiple, which is what I like to do, so you get a little cardio blast, but also it's got the fun of there being a couple of features. And then there's this little drop here in the trees, and back out into the open, ready for the pedal up. So you come out into the open, and I'll just show a bit of the pedal up. Pretty chilled, not long, but you sort of come a little bit further out on that one, and then just ahead here, that's where you come out when you've done the side that's got a few more jumps. And then obviously they both go up this hill. Then you go around a corner, and then you're back at the car park where you start the other side. So I'll show you that in a minute. So then you come back up into the car park, and you start from the same point again. You can cut in for the jumpy trail at the side, but I always come from the top. So you're starting here, then you have to cross the road, so you do have to stop and get off the bike, but it's only for a second. There's just like a little corner here. Now I don't change gear, I stay in my high gear that I had from pedaling up, because once you cross the road, you've got to pedal up again. And you can't fit your bike through here, so you have to get off, wiggle it through, and then this is where there's a little climb just to get up to the start of the jumpy trail. So you can cut this bit out if you want, and you can cut across just before you get to the car park. I like to do the full loop. And then change my gears here. And then you're ready to start. So I'm strapping into the second side now. The one that's got a few more jumps. So the first one I filmed on the steeper side, that was my first run. But I did a run of this one already. Partly to get the feel, but also couldn't get the camera working. So I'm aiming to do 5 laps of each today. So like I say, this is my second. So this one just starts off really pedally. There's that small drop. You don't have to do much. Probably a good drop to practice on, but you can just go around the side if you don't want to do it. Then there's a slight climb here. But when you get around the corner, it goes into the jumps. All of the jumps, I think barring one, are tables. So you can choose to roller them. You can obviously jump and clear them. Hi Daddy, you going? Danny's here. Or you can practice and you can case them and it's not too bad. That one, the lip's a bit worn away. That lip's even worse. And then I've been trying the bigger side. So you can see I cased that one. I only started doing that jump last week. But it doesn't matter, you can keep going. Jump that little roller. And there's 2 tables here. This one I'm going for slightly bigger. But let's say both are tables. Bye! You do have to pedal quite fast for that bigger one to get the speed. But it's a good place to practice because there's a smaller one. And if you case them, it doesn't really matter. I cased one. Come on, guys. And I still had the speed for the rest of my line. And it's a little steep chute here. And it goes into pedaling. And you can see, I said bye to Danny just after the jumps because he's just sessioning them. So it's really easy to do that. You can just push along the side of the track and just practice doing those jumps, which is really good fun. But I'm carrying on the trail. So it's a little bit of an uphill. One thing you do sometimes have to be careful for, I've seen it quite a lot on this bit I just pedalled, is it is just for bikes, but people get confused and you'll sometimes see them walking up there with their dogs and stuff. So when you're here, it's just something you have to bear in mind. I'm cutting the corner. Woo! Really good skid. It's actually nice conditions for riding. Like the ground's a bit wet, but not soaking that you're getting super muddy. But it's got a bit more grip, and it has done with being so dry. And then this is just a bit of a pedal, getting you back towards the hill to do the climb up. As you look off to the left, there are like little chutes. People have just made themselves to cut onto the path down there. And there are some trails sort of more in the middle of the wood, but yeah, they're not for me. So back to the climb, back for another loop. So I'm just filming the second half of the first trail that I did. I just want to show an alternative end to this trail. Just do that like slightly sketchy drop that someone's just made out of stones, but the trail carries on a little bit. So I wasn't sure if I'd be able to start the camera part way. So this bit is all the same as last time. And a little jump, and then into the corner, and then over the bridge. That's a good one just to practice drops, because depending how high up you go, it's just super small. Yeah, last time, just up here, turned off to the right and did this little jump, so just here, or a little drop I should say, but you can just carry on straight ahead and the trail just carries on a tiny bit, little bit pedally, and it brings you back out into that open bit, ready to climb back up the hill. But just in case you don't want to try and navigate squeezing round, or don't want to try the drop, you can just come out here. And you're back onto the hill.
Like and subscribe.